David here, One Up Gaming. Gonna have a quick go at this week's news. I guess it's like new gaming news, entertainment news, that type of thing. It's from the One Up Gaming podcast, episode 375, with your host, David. Thank you. And we'll get straight into this week's first bit of news. And that, my friends, is... So the first bit of news, Echo, Marvel unveils a bloody, brutal trailer for its first TV MA series. So that's mature, mature? For everyone that's not in the UK, in the US, Jesus, man. The first trailer for Echo, the next of Disney Plus's MCU series, is finally here. If you ask me, it looks like something of a return in tone to the Marvel Netflix series. Not just because Vincent D'Onofrio's Wilson Fisk Kingpin plays a prominent role. The addition to the series stars Alaqua Cox as Maya Lopez Echo, reprising her role from Hawkeye, where she debuted as the deaf gang leader on the hunt for Ronin, aka Clint Barton. The trailer is somewhat unsurprisingly violent, showing Fisk doling out some brutal beatdowns, gun violence, and even one shot of a dead man with blood coming from his eyes and mouth. Ooh, sounds good. In short, it looks more like Daredevil than Loki or Miss Marvel, a return to a grittier, more mature feel. Significantly, it's also the first Marvel Studios produced TV series to be rated TVMA. Per Disney's official synopsis, Echo will follow Maya as she must face her past, reconnect with her Native American roots, and embrace the meaning of family and community if she ever hopes to move forward. In another previously revealed first, Echo will also be the first MCU series to drop all of its episodes at once instead of weekly, with the entire first season hitting Disney Plus on January the 10th. Disney additionally revealed on Friday that Echo will become available on Hulu that same day, although it'll only be available on that streaming platform April 9th. That later piece of news comes just a couple of days after Disney announced that it would become Hulu's sole owner, buying the remaining rights from Comcast for roughly $8.5 billion. We're not sure if Disney will continue to make Marvel or other tentpole series available on Hulu from here on out, but it's still a decent way to follow up on that announcement. I don't care. Everyone owns everyone at the minute. I just don't know what's going on. It's really weird. Are you guys excited for Echo? I didn't have a clue it was even in the mix. I didn't even know what was happening. I've not been a massive fan of the Disney sort of TV sort of seriesy shows. I'm now in the middle of watching Loki season 2, and I've got to admit it is quite fun. I do enjoy this one. So leave comments. What do you think? Next up, HBO boss Casey Bloys apologizes after fake Twitter accounts were used to hit back at critics. The executive was accused of being obsessed with Twitter in a damning report that revealed HBO used fake accounts on social media to respond to negative reviews from critics. Speaking at an event in New York, as reported by Sky News, Bloys explained he was very, very passionate about his network's programming and came up with a very dumb idea to vent my frustration. He explained that 6 tweets were posted over a period of a year and a half in response to TV critics who had given negative reviews to the network shows. I do apologize to the people who were mentioned in the leaked emails, texts, he said. The text references were provided to Rolling Stones and are part of a wrongful termination claim against HBO from former employee Sully Timori. Timori claims to have been wrongfully terminated in a separate matter, but were also set up burner Twitter accounts by HBO bosses. Alleged text messages sent between 2000 and 2001 reveals that Bloys, along with HBO Senior Vice President of Drama Kathleen McCaffrey, reportedly discussed setting up fake Twitter accounts to respond to negative reviews from critics. Casey is looking for a tweeter. He's mad at Alan Sepinwall, who can our secret operative please tweet at Alan's review? Alan is always predictably safe and scared in his opinions, and we have to delete this chain, right? Oh my god, I just got scared. What the hell? The Nevers. I've never even heard of the Nevers. Floyd is also up in arms about the article New York Times chief, who wrote that the Nevers feels like watching a show that somehow has mysteriously deleted 20% of scenes from. I don't know. I don't care. People are being idiots and dicks. That's what people do. It's what people do. So, have you guys ever created secret accounts to tweet comments about stuff that you don't agree with? Or are you just idiots and just use your own accounts? Leave comments. Let me know. What do you think? So, quick news now. Dune, the Sisterhood, has been renamed Dune Prophecy. HBO's renamed Dune the Sisterhood to Dune Prophecy. A source close to production confirms the name change after reports hit the internet yesterday. The show is expected to launch fall 2024. Dune Prophecy is HBO's Dune prequel TV series and is set to debut on Max streaming service. Production is ongoing in Hungary despite the ongoing actors' strike, because the cast is largely made up of British actors who are members of Equity rather than SAG-AFTRA, and won't be striking alongside their American peers. Dune Prophecy underwent creative changes back in March while also losing its director along with one of its stars. Dune Part 2, meanwhile, was pushed back several months from November 3rd, 2023 to March 15th, 2024. Oh my god, I've got to wait another few months. Like 5 months, 6 months, whatever it is. The sequel to the 2021 film was set to be one of 2023's major theatrical releases, at least partly at issue for the fact stars Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya. Is that just a name, Zendaya? Does she not have a surname, or is that a surname? I don't know. Unable to promote Dune Part 2 amid the strike. Yeah, Dune. I love Dune. I really do. I love the movie. That remade movie that came out a couple of years ago looked absolutely stunning. I loved how the game. I loved how the movie looked. I loved how the slow burn of it all, and I think I'm so excited for the sequel. See how things go. I'm an idiot boy. I have seen the original Dune from 1980 or whatever it was. I can't remember nothing about it. I have a brain that just doesn't hold information. It can be quite fun because I can watch things that I've seen and I'm just giggling away to myself because I'm an idiot. But next up, Hulu's Futurama revival renewed for 2 more seasons. It's official, Futurama has been renewed for 2 more seasons. The popular sci-fi animated series was recently revived by Hulu for its 11th season, with another on its way in 2024. Now there are going to be 2 more, Hulu announced in a press release on Thursday. Futurama Season 11 debuted on Hulu on July 24th, with the first 10 episodes now available to stream. Season 12 will debut sometime in 2024, Hulu said. I'm not going to go through the synopsis. I'm going to watch this because I loved Futurama. Futurama Season 11 saw the return of much of the original cast, including John DiMaggio, Billy West, Katie Sagal, Trez MacNeil, Maurice LeMarche, Lauren Tom, Phil Lamar, and David Herman. Season 11 review only got 6 out of 10, I guess, from IGN. But then again, when do we ever listen to what IGN says? So I guess we'll go. Do you guys like Futurama? Have you watched season 11? Should I watch season 11? Is it worth my time? Because I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of people to do. I have a lot of things to do. Family matters, important family matters. Let me know if it's worth watching. So next up, the It prequel series, Welcome to Derry, has been likely delayed to 2025. Upcoming It prequel series Welcome to Derry, in addition to a couple of other HBO and Max series, have likely floated over to 2025. HBO and Max chairman Casey Bloys said as much during Casey Bloys said so as much during a press event on Thursday, addressing that both Welcome to Derry and the White Lotus Season 3 will both move back a little due to the recently ended writer's strike and the ongoing actor strike. White Lotus Season 3 probably would have been in play for 2024. It's 2025. Welcome to Derry we had that scheduled for Halloween of 2024. That's now likely 2025. While that's fairly disappointing news, it doesn't mean HBO will be devoid of big shows next year. At the same event on Thursday, Bloys reaffirmed that they're targeting a summer 2024 for Season 2 of House of the Dragon. Still, it does have 2025 shaping up to be busier for HBO and Max. The Last of Us Season 2 will likely start filming in early 2024 for the 2025 debut at the earliest. Bloys said the Euphoria Season 3 has also been eyed for 2025. Never seen Euphoria. After months of rumours, Welcome to Derry was officially ordered for Max back in February, while Andy Muschietti, who directed both It and It Chapter 2, returning to direct multiple episodes. We don't know too many plot details as of yet, other than the fact that Bill Skarsgård won't be returning to play Pennywise, and that it'll serve as a prequel to Muschietti's previous two films. Yeah. Are you guys excited for this? I loved It. I loved the old TV, sort of like sitcoms, TV movie series thing, whatever it was called. The two-parter that was really good. I really enjoyed the movies. I thought they were good. I thought the first one was probably better than the second one, but it's still a good little movie, still a good show. Are you guys excited? Let me know. Leave comments. Tell me why you're excited in this sort of movie, because I am excited. I really am excited. I love this sort of stuff. Anyway, next up, Scott Pilgrim takes off showrunners on why the Netflix anime is more than just the greatest hits. Scott Pilgrim takes off his heading to Netflix in a couple of weeks, but it's been a long road to get the Scott Pilgrim on-screen return. It's like we spent a decade hoping for it. I wouldn't have thought it would even happen for that decade, said Scott Pilgrim creator Brian Lee O'Malley in an interview with IGN, and then suddenly it happened, so here we are. It's been 13 years since Scott Pilgrim shot to stardom with the release of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, starring Michael Cera as a 20-something slacker from Toronto, Canada. The graphic novels have been around even longer still, making their debut with Scott Pilgrim's Precious Little Life back in 2004. Now, almost 20 years after the first book, Scott is back, with Netflix announcing back in March that it was developing a Scott Pilgrim anime with the entire voice cast from the live-action movie returning. That includes Sarah, Brie Larson, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Chris Evans, and a whole lot more. And with the 2 decades since the first book, O'Malley has the benefit of a whole lot more life experience to Scott's tale. It's still a show about being in your 20s and being in love and making mistakes and growing up and getting in fights, but with the perspective of being made by adults. And when Brian wrote and drew those books, he was in his 20s and he was just on that adventure of being an adult, not blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So what do you guys think of this? I loved Scott Pilgrim. I loved everything about it. I'm excited to see this, and I hope that it is really good. But we'll have to wait and see how this goes, because a lot of these things, you just never know, do you? So leave comments. Did you like Scott Pilgrim vs. the World? Did you like the original graphic novels? I think they were more like little graphic comics, really, weren't they? But let me know how you think. Let me know. Will you be watching this series? Are you excited for this series, or are you just nah? Anyway, next up, Moon Knight mirror sequence took 10 months of VFX work. One of the most mind-bending sequences in Marvel's Moon Knight took 10 months to make, and that's just the visual effects artists. This shot probably took 10 months total to work on, said visual effects coordinator Alexandra Rebeck in a video for More Perfect Union. It was the most complicated shot in the entire show. The sequence is set early in the Moon Knight series as Stephen Grant, played by Oscar Isaac, encounters his superpowered alter ego known as Moon Knight in the bathroom of the British Museum. That's right, the show's very first episode included its most complicated shot. And while VFX artists made it look effortless on screen, it took months for VFX workers to digitally remove the cameraman, who was reflected hundreds of times in the bathroom mirrors. We actually had two versions of the set, said Rebeck. So there was one with the mirrors where we shot his original two versions. With the mirrors where we shot the original shot, and Oscar was in this room with the cameraman, and because those are real mirrors, there were hundreds of cameramen reflected, so we had to spend months erasing this cameraman from all these mirrors. The result is a beautifully chaotic sequence that sees Stephen come face to face with his alter ego, Mark, who saves them both from the onslaught of a jackal-like creature that was summoned by the villainous Arthur Harrow. But for visual effect workers, this was months of hard graft without overtime. When the shoot day ends for us, the second half of our day begins. So when everyone else is going off to the pub, you go back to the production office and work for 4 to 6 more hours. VFX workers are now organising to stand up for their rights. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It was a great scene. It was a great look. It was a great move. Not even a move, was it? It was a great series. I thought the Moon Knight was really good. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, people do need to have the full rights and the full backing of all the stuff going on. I will never say that people shouldn't earn more. I think that if anything, people should be earning more. Even the lowest wage should be rose up. So it's much more of a positive to get into work, to get into the working environment, to do things like that. But what do you guys think? Leave us comments. Did you like Moon Knight? I loved Moon Knight. So we're going to the next bit of news, and that is fan-made Bloodborne kart gets official release date with 12 races, boss fights, and more. Bloodborne fans finally have something to look forward to, although it might not be what they expect. Lilith Walker, or PSX Bunlith, oh god, one of the developers behind PSX-style Bloodborne remake has been teasing Bloodborne kart, another fan project set in Yarnham with graphics inspired by the original PlayStation for some time now. It finally has a release date of January 31st, 2024. Originally revealed in early 2022, Bloodborne kart started as a meme with the Bloodborne and Soulsborne fan communities. I hate it when they call it Soulsborne. Just call it a Souls-like game, because Dark Souls and Demon Souls, they were the first ones. I hate it's the same as like the Metroidvania. Just call it a Metroid style game, because yes, Castlevania did actually end up copying that sort of style. That wasn't until about 1997, 1998. So there was a good 10 years after Metroid. So why should you give Castlevania credit in that sort of style? No, call it Metroid, a Metroid style game. Everyone knows what you're on about. Anyway, back to this. And caught fires fans the idea of making a kart racer for a Funsoft game went as far as making art and mods on the subject, and now they're close to racing through Yarnham in a go-kart themselves. This announcement, made in a post on X, details some of what players can expect, including 12 races, 16 maps, boss fights, a campaign, a battle mode, a split-screen multiplayer, It also features a gameplay trailer showing off some of the modes, I should say. I think it looks quite cool. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think that Sony should allow them to make this game and just let them release it for free as just good marketing? That's all it needs. Good marketing, and we guess we'll see where that goes. So the next bit of news that we have got, it looks as though Silent Hill Ascension microtransactions spark major backlash among fans. Silent Hill Ascension, as an interactive streaming series that premiered on Halloween, has Silent Hill fans up in arms after being hit with unexpected microtransactions. I didn't even know this game came out. While the series, a group-based choose-your-own adventure, is free to experience, it does include microtransactions, including the $20 Founders Pack. This features the Season Pass, access to the in-game puzzles, and some in-game cosmetics, such as exclusive emotes. You can give a look at the image below. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like it at all. But I don't know. I guess if it's free to play and you don't need to have those in the game, all these add-ons to make the game play, then I don't see the point. You can always buy stuff if you want to buy stuff. If you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. It's simples, really, isn't it? Simples. So I guess we'll go straight into the next bit of news, and that is Sonic Dream Team announced for Apple Arcade. Sega's announced Sonic Dream Team will be coming exclusively to Apple Arcade on December 5th. In Sonic's take on the Knight series, Dr. Eggman discovers an ancient device called the Reverie, which contains the power to manifest dreams in the real world. In his case, dreams of world domination, with the world turned into a twisted dream landscape. Sonic and his friends race to stop Eggman from turning his bizarre dreams into reality. Check the surprise announcement trailer from Sonic Dream Team below. Sonic Dream Team lets you take control of Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Rogue, and for the first time in years, Cream. We each of whom. What about not squirrel? What the hell was it? It was like, I can't remember now. Have unique abilities with 3 movement types to help navigate 12 levels within the 4 dream worlds. They have mind-bending environments that include wall running and gravity changes, among other elements. Each dream world contains a boss fight that tests your skills across different environment types, different movement types. The game also introduces a new character, Arim, a ram figure named after the zodiac sign Aries, with a moon tattoo on her forehead that may help Sonic and the gang achieve their goals. Sonic Dream Team is the 3rd title to come to Apple Arcade after Sonic Racing and Sonic Dash Plus, and 5th Sega title overall after Samba de Amigo Party to Go and Football Manager 2023. It's also the first mobile Sonic title to combine mobile and cross-platform gameplay, which means fans will not only get to play Sonic Dream Team on iPhone and iPad, but will also get to experience the game on larger screens via Mac and Apple TV. What do you guys think of the Sonic game? Are you interested in this new Sonic game? Or I'll play some Sonic games, but I don't like the fact of charging 50, 60 quid for a game that maybe should be 20 quid. You know, it's just weird. What do you guys think of that? So we'll go next up. Cancelled 2004 PS2 Daredevil game unearthed. Amid speculation, Insomniac Spider-Man 2 is set for Daredevil DLC. A prototype of a cancelled PS2 game, Daredevil game has emerged on the internet. The Hidden Palace, a community dedicated to the preservation of retro video games, published a prototype of Daredevil the Man Without Fear, which was intended to launch on the PlayStation 2 but was cancelled in 2004, just before it was finished. The Hidden Palace said an anonymous developer who worked on the game sent over the prototype. An enthusiast called Solid Snake 11 then tidied up the prototype so it could be made playable. According to the Hidden Palace, Daredevil, The Man Without Fear was a third-person beat-em-up action game based on the Frank Miller Marvel superhero comic of the same name. It was developed by 5,000 Foot Studios for the PS2, original Xbox and PC, published by Encore Entertainment. The story was apparently based on the Elektra Lives Again comic and kicked off with the assassination of the Kingpin. This sparks a war between rival gangs that consumes Hell's Kitchen. Daredevil can grapple at walls and use his Shadow World ability to view the heat sources from other life forms. Gameplay is up on YouTube. While it was cancelled, apparently Sony made demands of the game that were at odds with those of Marvel itself. For example, Sony reportedly forced the addition of a grinding mechanic inspired by Tony Hawk's Pro Skater series, a big-scale scope change, and the engine trouble followed. Staff left. Then Marvel apparently cancelled the project in 2004 after deciding it strayed far too from the vision it had approved. 2003 did see the release of a Daredevil game for the Game Boy Advance. This is a separate game to Daredevil, Man Without Fear. It was published was published by Encore Software. That was a sad end for Daredevil video game ambitions, but could spark Murdoch's virtual version. Yeah, I don't know. I do like the idea of a Daredevil game. I played a game on the Xbox a few months ago now, where it's like a Dark Souls first-person sort of game, where you are blind, but you can use like echolocation. So if you make noise, then it vibrates the thing, and it like lights up, so you can see outlines and shadows of things. And that I really, really enjoyed that. I thought it was really well made, bit bitty and a bit stilted with the movement and stuff. But I do think that Daredevil could make a fantastic game. What do you guys think of the Daredevil? So leave comments, let us know. And we'll go into the next bit of news, and that is Nicolas Cage criticizes Superman cameo in The Flash. I did not do that. It's no secret that The Flash packed in plenty of superpowered cameos. However, it looks as though Nick Cage's cameo wasn't at all the same as what he filmed. When I went to the picture, it was me fighting a giant spider. I did not do that, he told. That was not what I did. The scene in question appears near the end of The Flash during the cinematic Chernobyl battle, which sees Barry Allen, played by Ezra Miller, snatch a glimpse at various worlds throughout the multiverse. Nick Cage's cameo is a glimpse of one of those worlds and a callback to the Tim Burton Superman movie that was never made but would have starred Cage as the Man of Steel. Although the cameo was very CGI in its appearance, it was nevertheless shot in person, with Cage appearing on set adorned in the Superman costume. And while it may have eventually differed from what he shot, Cage insisted it was not AI. I don't think it was created by AI, he said. I know Tim is upset about AI as I am. It was CGI, okay, so that they could de-age me and I'm fighting a spider. And it didn't do any of that, so I don't know what happened there. But I get where Tim's coming from. I know what he means. I would be very unhappy if people were taking my art and appropriating them. I get it. I mean, I'm with him in that regard. AI is a nightmare to me. It's humane. You can't get more inhumane than artificial intelligence. But I don't think it was AI in The Flash, he added. I just think they did something with it. And again, it's out of my control. I literally went to shoot a scene for maybe an hour in the suit, looking at the destruction of a universe and trying to convey my feelings, a loss and sadness and terror in my eyes. That's all I did. Despite the scene eventually leaning on CGI, presumably to add in the giant spider, Cage did praise director Andy Muschietti attention to detail when it came to the iconic suit. They did put a lot of time into building the suit, and I think Andy is a terrific director. He is a great guy and a great director I loved his 2 movies. However, it's still surprised to see the shot go further than he had filmed. What I was supposed to do was literally just be standing in an alternate dimension, if you will, and witnessing destruction of the universe. Kal-El was bearing witness to the end of the universe, and you can imagine with that short amount of time that I had, what that would mean in terms of what I can convey. Yeah, I liked the Flash movie. I did think some of the CGI, it wasn't as bad as what people made, and I think that they were purposely going for a marionette, just a weird waxworky look kind of thing. I think that's what they were going for. I might be wrong, but that's what I think. So leave comments of why you hate the Flash movie. Tell me why I'm wrong, and yeah, just let me know. Anyway, we'll go straight into the next bit. Five Nights at Freddy's had Peacock's biggest 5-day debut ever. Five Nights at Freddy's just offered a compelling point to the argument that films that concurrently debut on streaming platforms can still have successful box office openings. As of October 31st, the Blumhouse and Universal Pictures project has officially had the biggest 5-day debut on any Peacock title, according to a press release from Universal. It didn't offer any viewership numbers, but did say it dethrones the 5-day viewership totals for Halloween's End and the Super Mario Bros. Movie. That's not bad. The movie is based off of a point-and-click survival game with the same name developed by Scott Cawthon in 2014. In addition to creating the film, Cawthon also co-wrote the feature, which takes place in an abandoned theme restaurant that's home to a crew of animatronic creatures, let's just say. When the main guy, Josh Hutchinson, Mike, takes an overnight security guard position at the property, forced to confront the restaurant's hidden terrors and the help of local police officer Elizabeth Lale. It opened up to $132.7 million globally. That's not bad. I mean, the movie was good. The movie was good. It was a good little movie. I enjoyed it. And then we'll go into the last bit of news that we've got this week. Still sticking with the Five Nights at Freddy's sort of thing. But we'll go straight into it now, and that is Five Nights at Freddy's creative response to the movie's success. It's no secret that Five Nights at Freddy's is doing it unexpectedly well. After breaking multiple box office records, the film also had the biggest 5-day debut on Peacock streaming service. Now video game creator Scott Cawthon has responded to the film's runaway success. Thanks everyone for making opening weekend such a big success. Cawthon wrote on Reddit, "It was beyond my wildest dreams. I do read the comments and critiques. So while I'm glad most people had a great time at the movies, I'm definitely paying attention and wanted you all to know that." Five Nights at Freddy's is based on, it's a good movie. Go see it. It's not brilliant, but it's not a bad movie. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun little movie. So that is this week's UK, no, not UK Top 40, is it? That's coming next. That is this week's roundup of the gaming and entertainment news. So we'll have a quick break and we'll come back with this week's UK Top 40. So back soon.